A very long time ago, in the far distant future, there was. The word was, W-A-S, backward, because everything is doubled, is S-A-W. And that is one of the gods. So, a very long time ago, there was. And of course, there was a God who saw. Okay. And of course, so there had to be was. All right. So we have 115, and this is 7. This is really direct correlation with the 7 God of one of the creations. We could say 7 days for including day of rest. Okay. In among the 7 gods, the 9 gods that we have here, for instance, we have 1 7 god here, and the other 5 gods are 7 here as well. So 7 plus 7 is 14. Here we see they carry the emblem of the 2 creations, and that is the saw god, because the saw god cuts, and the other one is the formed God. So when you cut something, it's like a dough. You take the knife, you cut it, and then you form it. And of course, by forming it, you create a set, if you like. So 7 and 7 together, of course, is 5. But that is that you have moved it. You had to move it because you saw it and you had to form it. So you had to move it. So that's the God of movement is taking over. Then of course the God of making, the God who made, of course, make, and we have the DAM as it's like you could hear damn. That God of made is like, and it's also made, MEAD, like in needing something. And there is also dame, like a dame, the god of maid. We will go through all this again. So we see, and the god of endings. So those 3 gods, of course, they coincide on the middle of the template, the sacrifice template. High priest Aaron is saying show. Yeah, so the 3 5s, they're 3 5s, and they create something new right there. And of course they come to 6 here. We have 6 and we have 6 here. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, we have the 3 6s here, all the 3 6s here. Okay, which is 666. Yeah, and we see that the gods are very they are very active in our makeup. They are very active in our makeup. So let's look at here. We want to look at the tree of life. Basically, we have looked at good and evil, and so we have seen as if now we have a balance here. So we could say we have a balance, and we are looking at now, because life or evil is life, and it's like life is like the rising agent, and for good so it's like opposites. We have opposites here. So we would have life, which has a positive connotation, and there we would have dog, which not many of us would agree, but we would say it's like a negative connotation. So there we see, and adding those numbers together, here we have 3 letters and 4 letters, so that tells us is 7. And of course, just let's add this as well, because this is 4 and 4, 8, and 7 plus 8 is 15. Wow. Of course, this is 1 plus 5 is 6, as the said God, SAID. That's the said God, who is Mother Eve. And of course, we do 1 1 9 4, adding this together, 10 14 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. And this is where we are. This is the Genesis. We are the Genesis. And now we are going through another cycle of this Genesis. But we have to break off that 8 right there. Break off the 8. And so we see, because 8 plus 6 would be 14. So we can see it's like saying we need to break cut away and shred away whatever it is. We need to break that cycle. It's breaking a cycle. Okay, so back to the tree of life. So I just thought I'd give you this so you can see. Of course, I have showed you that this is saying this is how new comes about, something new. So we need to have, it's like we have COVID-19 right now, which is an evil, and it actually with good and evil equals 8. But we need to get, like, be the underdog, if you like, or the top dog rather, and really get to, because dog is 8. So we can see how this, and so this would be free. Let's see, dog is 8 and life of course is free. So 3 plus 8 is 11. So 11 is also saying to us, it's really talking to us and saying this is the time for twins to be birthed. And we can see that twins are birthed right here in this COVID-19 and coronavirus. But it's also telling us, because 1 plus 1 is 2. And if we did the numerical value for the word 2, TWO, this gives us 13. So this is 2, 5, 6. Adding this together is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. But this is where things are birthed, people. This is where things are birthed in 13. Like Christ with the disciples. Of course, he was at the table with the 12 disciples and he was 13. But a lot of agreement had to be taken place where he says, he broke of the bread and drank of the wine and gave to them. In fact, I don't think he drank of the wine, but he gave to the 12, and he says, "This is my blood. This is my my flesh." So, and these two have a lot of meaning for us as well if we did the numerical value. So here we can see as well that, and it's no wonder the number 9 was so prevalent throughout this crucifixion, the 9th hour, the 9th whatever, it happened as well, because 13, if we did a numerical value, again, just to save on time, THIRTEEN, if we did this, which is 5552998 so this is 2, yeah, so this is 10 and 20 is 30, 40, 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. So we can see no matter how we did 13, we would, if we did 1 on 3, we would have 31. So this is also important for us to see. So if we did 13 as this way and do the 1, so 1 would be 7 and 3 is 11, which is a 7-11. And you know about 7-11, especially if you've been to the States. But anyway, this comes to 9. Okay. And this is what number 13 is really like, the death number. So it's really saying, or the death card has been presented. It's like saying that's the incubator, because things have to die. And that's why on number 13 there is a gap, but you have to come to agreement in this death. You have to, like Christ giving to his disciples, breaking of the bread and giving it to them. Bread equals free. Wine also, I think, equals free. Let's just do it properly so I give you the right information. So bread, BREAD. So this is 2951D4. Okay, so this is 10, 17, 18, 19, 21. And wine is 6 actually. So this is free, and wine is 5955. So this is 1924. So it's 6. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So we can see here, this is what I mean. 9 is coinciding perfectly with number 3. So 3 is 2 or 11 as we have just done, and Christ gave his disciples bread and wine. It's so important that we do numerology to understand the significance of this. And on the clock is 9:42, but when I just looked at it was 9:03 something. Okay, so here we are talking about birthing a new people, birthing something new. This is really important that we look at this. Now, going to keep this short, and basically I wanted to see how we, in fact, we're meant to be looking at the tree of life. But do bear with me, because I feel we need to do a lot of breaking down of these things. So when I do the long videos, you will be able to get the essence of it, because sometimes I can go on, and I feel it's necessary to go on to really make the points, because all the correlations are there. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and do join me again. We will be looking at the tree of life with Mother Eve. We will be looking at Adam. We'll be looking at different aspects, just to be able to get the concept of what we are doing, looking at things in a new way for our empowerment, for spirituality, for spiritual immunity, for our health, our physical, our mental health. We are now going with the conviction that we are ready to look at life in a new way. We are now going with the faith and all that we have, because we want to be able to live a better life, and to be able to have the resilience necessary for this COVID-19 or coronavirus, and to move ahead. So thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this. Do join us again and stay ignited.